We're officially 6 months into the year, which means this is the halfway mark. And if you're like most people, then you already messed up 2024 and you're just gonna wait until 2025 for it to truly be your year. But then you kind of start to realize that it's just all too familiar. Every single year you say the same thing. You are going to make moves this year. You are going to achieve everything that you wanted, yet it's only going to take 6 months for you to realize that you haven't done anything. I'm literally recording this on June 1st. So as of right now, it is quite literally the halfway mark. And last week I knew this was coming up. So I checked my finances, I checked what I was doing, and truth be told, I'm looking back and 2024 has not been my year. I haven't done the things that I said I was going to do. I haven't hit my goals, and I am so far from becoming the person that I always said that I was going to be, especially this year. So it's pretty funny because when I woke up today, I just felt so overwhelmed and a little stressed out, and truth be told, just a little bit sad. It took me forever to get out of bed today. I was so hard on myself this morning that I am nowhere where I want to be. Sure, I made a little bit of progress, but this little progress is still nowhere from what I imagined myself being. It's been a few hours since then. I've kind of talked myself out of it, but truth be told, I still am a little bit sad. But then I kind of realized there's two routes that you can go about this. You could be like most people and wait till 2025 for it to truly be your year, and realistically go back into the cycle, and eventually you're going to realize that because you are waiting for things to fall into your place and putting things on until later rather than doing things today, that you are going to get stuck and fall into mediocrity. Or you can course correct and change how you are doing things. This is what I spent the last 2 hours doing. I went to a coffee shop. I actually ended up buying 2 new journals, a finance one and a goals one. The finance one is pretty straightforward. I put my total amount of debt, which luckily isn't too high. I put my assets and how much I'm making every single month. Obviously, I'm not going to be sharing you the specifics, but this is what I did. I also started to write down where is most of my money going. I realized I have spent a disgusting amount of money going out, and I know the exact reason why. I recently just turned 21, and as you may know, once you turn 21 here in the US, you are finally allowed to drink, and going to bars is insanely expensive. And I realized that is where a big chunk of my money went. And now I know I need to be more cautious, and every single time I go out, I realize I don't need to do this every single time. I can go out and have a few drinks rather than just buying way too much and making a bunch of stupid decisions. This is course correcting. And if you don't do this, then you are going to fall flat on your face on any goals that you want to hit. There is a reason why you are not where you want to be, and you have to identify these reasons and completely cut them off. These are bad habits. You have to get rid of these bad habits, and moving forward, replace them with good ones, or at least catch yourself before you fall in too deep on what's costing you your dream life. Now, I don't want to say I have a problem, but to be completely honest with you, when I was feeling insanely stressed out this morning, after some time and thought, all I really wanted to do was just go out again so I could distract myself from this terrible feeling that I'm having. Distractions is what's really killing you off. And this is what most people do when they have a problem and they don't want to face it because it's causing them stress and anxiety. They push it to the side and do something to distract themselves. They have temporary fun so they don't have to think about their responsibilities or think about anything that's actually going to help them. So again, it's been a few hours, and I am glad I did not make any plans to go out tonight. I am going to spend more time being more conscious about my finances, being more conscious with my time. And another thing that's really helping me out is thinking about things in quarters. There's 4 quarters in the year, and because we're in the halfway mark today, June 1st, I know it's gonna be a little bit later when I upload this video, but whenever that might be, it's still pretty much the beginning of quarter 3. This is the halfway mark, so you really get to decide how you really want to play these last 2 quarters. Now, although that's a little bit scary because if you're just like me, you wasted all of the first half. That's totally okay. You know, I really don't want to say it's completely okay, but it's only okay if you make up for it in these last 2 quarters. Do things that are going to help you out. Start creating a plan to get you through these last 2 quarters. You have to make a killing in quarter 3, and once quarter 4 comes, that's when you go all out and finish strong. Now, I'm really making this video so I can look back, hopefully at the end of quarter 4, and the idea is to hopefully be proud, but then I get to share this experience, tell you exactly how I'm feeling, which is honestly pretty sad that I'm not doing how I want to do just quite yet. But as I'm kind of shaking myself right now and forcing myself to be in the position that I need to be in order to really grow, hopefully I'm doing the same thing with you. I actually received a comment saying that they already messed up 2024. And it's funny because they're not alone. People have DM'd me on Instagram asking if they were cooked because they haven't done anything this year. You are really only cooked if you continue at the same behavior the rest of the year. I think the main idea is that you don't want to become a statistic, because statistically, most people don't carry out anything throughout their life just because they realize that it was harder than they thought. But one thing that I'm kind of coming to terms with is that obviously it's a little difficult, but just because it's not easy doesn't mean that it's not simple, because truthfully, it is very simple. You do the same things every single day, and this consistency is going to carry you out to whatever goal you have set up. So realistically, this is the first thing I want you to do. And this is what I did this morning. I got a new notebook. I wrote out my goals, again, mostly for quarter 3, but I have my 2024 end goals as well. I wrote out how much money I want to make at the end of 2024 and how much I want to make at the end of quarter 3 and how much I want to make this month in June. I have this set up right next to my monitor. So every time I'm sitting down and working, which is hopefully the majority of the end of this year, and I have my eyes set on my goals financially and in my lifestyle. So that way I don't get distracted and I didn't just set up a goal in order to make myself feel better right now, because this is honestly what most people do. They set up a goal just so they can feel good about themselves. Because be honest with yourself, talking about goals and talking about what you are going to achieve, it's giving you dopamine. It feels good playing this fantasy about how you are going to be so different within the next 6 months, 3 months, whatever. This is why everybody swears that in the beginning of the year, that is their year. It gives them a sense of satisfaction. And this is cheap dopamine because you are getting happy for doing absolutely nothing. So now that you have these goals set, do not tell anybody. Maybe 1 or 2 people who you are extremely close with to keep you accountable, but don't just go around telling everybody what you were going to do, because at that point you're not sharing your goals because you want somebody to keep you accountable. You are only sharing your goals to make yourself feel better. Do not fall in that trap. Now, despite everything I just said, I would love to hear your goals. So follow me on Instagram and DM me what your goals are, and then hopefully I'll receive another DM from you 6 months from today, seeing if you reach those goals or not. Like I said, you are not cooked by any means. You still have so much potential, but I want you to promise yourself that you are not going to waste your potential, especially if you're on the younger side. You are smart for your age, but just because you are smart does not entitle you to getting your goals just because you want these goals. Like I said, the small consistencies are what's going to be able to carry you to doing whatever you want to do. And look, what I'm gonna say, I'm really just talking to myself, but it should genuinely annoy you. It should absolutely get under your skin that you are not where you want to be. And you should only be mad at one person, which is yourself. And I know that's a little bit harsh. Do not beat yourself up where you fall into a depression, but you have to be more strict on yourself. So next time you're just scrolling through TikTok doing absolutely nothing, that should irritate you. You should be able to become more strict on yourself, so you turn off your phone, turn off any distractions, and just get to work. Whatever goals you have set, whether they're for financials, academics, or your career, I truly believe that there is nothing that you cannot achieve, only if you are consistently working. And if there's one thing that I could stress throughout this video, is failing to plan is planning to fail. Do whatever you gotta need to do, and I'm excited to hear your progress. Here's a little reference to Iman Ghazi, but I'm rooting for you. I genuinely mean that. I want everyone around me to succeed. I want you to surpass me, but I'm genuinely supporting you in all your endeavors. I'm excited to see where we're both at 6 months from today. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Later.